What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Mental Manny back at you with another video. I hope we're all doing well today. As you can see, I'm going a little more relaxed with this style. I've got the microphone in my hand. Yes, that's right. A little bit more relaxed this time. So I really wanted to make another video for YouTube, and I was like scratching my head about what I should base the video on. And I thought to myself, well, what is a thing that probably a lot of people deal with, but in varying severities? And what is something that, we all feel, rather than, narrowing it down to such a small area that only a few are going to benefit from? I'm trying to provide a little bit of content, at least a little bit of content for more generalized disorders and stuff like that. So today I was going to talk to you a little bit about GAD or GAD, or generalized anxiety disorder. And you may have heard of it, you may have it. It's basically normal levels of anxiety, it's not a particular thing that you have the anxiety over. It's more generalized. That's why it's called GAD. But so many people have this disorder and they don't even know about it. They may not want to class themselves as having that disorder, I guess, so that's fair enough. But everyone can come to terms with thinking, you know what, at some point I have been anxious, because it's just a human thing to feel. Anxiety could be classed as nervousness, or nervousness is classed as anxiety. There's things that you could be doing right now that you didn't know was anxiety, like little symptoms that you thought were just part of your routine, whereas really it's to do with anxiety. That's the main reason why that's showing up, So I wanted to make a video on how you can help yourself rid of the symptoms of anxiety and come off as cool, calm, collect. Because a lot of people tell me, people who know me, people who meet me, say I'm one of the calmest people there is, and say that I'm always relaxed, which is actually quite opposite of the case. But what I can do is control my symptoms to a point where I give off the appearance of that, but at the same time it helps me because I'm able to control myself better. And I think that at some point, that's really going to benefit not only me but other people, and I think it already has. So the things that I do may not be necessarily the things that help you, but the things that I do work for me, and then I'm going to say things that work quite generally, and they may not be necessarily things that help me, but I know that have helped others. So one big one would be pulling apart the information. So what do I mean about that? Like the information that your anxiety is giving you. Instead of taking it in this big bulk of, like, say it's a physical thing, right, an object, you've got it in this big bulky thing that's moving way too fast. What we need to do is break it down and slow it down. Okay, so we're going to break that down and slow it down. And the way we do that is pulling apart the information. So we break it down, we take the little dots of information one at a time. And by taking a mental list or notes of what our brain has been telling us is making us anxious, we automatically are slowing down the process, which is going to slow down the anxiety, which is also going to help you think more clearly and be able to kind of see things in a clearer light, and you're going to be able to process things faster. Even though you're breaking it down and you're slowing things down, you're processing and dealing with things faster than if you were all worked up and worried about something. So that is one way of doing it. So we pull it apart, we break it down, and by doing that, we slow it down. So tip number 1 might seem kind of simple. Slow it down, because that is the main symptom of anxiety, is racing thoughts. So we tend to want to wind down from that feeling, and that's just one of the ways you can do it. Another way you can calm anxiety, also really good one for hallucinations or reality checks as I call them. Look around your room or the vicinity of something and name the objects. It sounds silly, but if you can mentally note the objects' names, you've automatically took your mind off what was at the core front, right in front of your eyes, and you've directed the focus somewhere else, which allows the subconscious to then process some of what you were getting worked up about and be able to kind of distract yourself from the actual anxiety, the bulk of it anyway. So how we do that is we find common objects, whether it's the colour, the texture. You could turn it into a meditation. You think about the texture of something, the way it feels, what it sounds like when you tap it, or how bright the room is, or how dark that room was, or the shape of something. Think about it, try and envision it, try and give yourself that grounding reality check, and that really helps us kind of, again, it's directing your energy somewhere else other than just up in here. It's directing the focus as well. So that's really useful for anxiety and if you suffer from hallucinations. Another really good tip that I found really helps me out is do exercise, but not intense exercise. And this could be a walk around the park. It could be walking up and down the stairs a few times. Get your heart rate elevated. I know that's going to make the anxiety worse very temporarily. But what your body's going to do after you've sat down is all the chemicals that release soothe you, because you're getting hit with a bit of dopamine, so you feel rewarded. You're getting naturally increased serotonin, so you feel a little bit more uplifted. You're also a bit more tired, so your brain's automatically winding down. And what that does is just allows your body to enter rest mode. And in rest mode, we tend not to panic. And panic can be the source of anxiety, just panicky thoughts of like thought trains, as I would call them. They can be the source of it. So a way that you can get around that is do very light exercise. I'm talking non-strenuous exercise. Something that's not going to make you completely out of breath and break up a sweat, but something that's going to be enough to elevate your heart rate. So I would definitely say, do some gentle exercise in the day at least, or when you're feeling anxious. That's a great way of kind of releasing natural endorphins, Another one that I've heard about is taking a cold bath or a cold shower. And I don't do this one because I'm a little bit of a a softie when it comes to getting in an ice bath every day, because even though this does do a similar thing, it sends our body into shock, right? Which kind of redirects the mind's focus again, but with a instinct attached to it. So what I do, I cop out of that one. You can go ahead and do it. It works wonders. I just don't do it personally, but the thing I do is I run cold water on this bit of your palm right here, right? Where the nerves are. Or you can do it on the back of the wrist, okay? You can also do it on your feet if you submerge up to your ankles. Where else? If you put an ice pack on the back of your neck, works wonders. So those type of things give our body a bit of shock, and it gives this instinctive natural release of chemicals. So you will feel worked up in that second, but it'll bring you back down, and you'll notice that the anxiety that you had before isn't what you're dealing with right now. And the thing you're dealing with right now is just being cold. So you can easily just sort yourself out after that. Run some warm water on your wrists if you want to. But it's all about redirecting the focus and redirecting our energy into something else. Because all anxiety is an overactiveness of the brain. Too much energy, worry. It's numerous things. But there's ways around it. And I don't want people to feel like anxiety is going to rule their life, or anxiety's beating them down and it's making other things worse, because anxiety sucks majorly. Like, I've only recently come off anti-anxiety medication, and I'm still on technical anti-anxiety medication. But there is natural ways that we can reduce it, and I'd always suggest those options first, and then if nothing else works, you can seek professional advice. But there's other things that I've heard from other people. There is stuff like, I play video games a lot, and I don't know whether you guys play video games or watch Netflix. Just try and redirect the focus. It's super important when we're trying to bring down that speed of thought going through your head. We're trying to slow that down, and if we can just redirect our focus somewhere else, that'd be really beneficial, and it'll really help you process what you're dealing with. Trying to remember now, I'm on the spot, but so I'm not gonna say anything unless because it might be botched information. But I don't want people to feel like there's no solutions to these things, because I genuinely believe in this, right? That medical practitioners told me it was physically and biologically impossible for me to rid myself of my panic disorder. But through what I've done over these past 2 years, I've rid myself of my panic disorder. And I have a full-blown panic disorder. I was having panic attacks every single day, like multiple, to the point where I was feeling like I was dying constantly. Like, it was horrible. It was probably some of the worst years of my life. But they told me it wouldn't be possible, that I'd always deal with it. Now, I've not had a panic attack in so long, right? I'll have the odd one, but it's minute. It's like basically an anxiety attack. But I don't want people telling you can't do something. If you have the focus that it takes, and the energy and the motivation that it takes with your mental health to keep moving forward, don't let anyone tell you that you can only go this far forward. No, you keep going. Don't look back, because you could end up in the same position as me, because it's not impossible. It is far from impossible, far from impossible to rid yourself of a panic disorder, an anxiety disorder, depression. I don't care what it is, but that could be different for everyone. I'm not saying everyone is going to get the same results. I'm saying try, try your best, and know that when you come to the end results, you did your best. That's all that matters. That's all that matters in this whole thing, And I want you guys to know that you are important and that I care about you. Otherwise, I won't make these videos. I want you to know that there's most likely people around you that you didn't even think cared about you. I guarantee they care, Don't lose hope. Please do not lose hope. And please, please do keep working at your mental health. Don't let it get the better of you, because you're better than that. Trust me. So I'm going to wrap it up here because I've actually got to go to therapy tomorrow. Like I say, the journey is endless, but it is fruitful. The journey, I'm still on my journey. So I'm going to keep doing what I do, and I hope you keep doing what you do and keep elevating. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, let me know down in the comments. Drop a like. If you want to keep notified for the next video, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and you will be notified duly. If you want to watch me game sometimes, I'm over on twitch.tv/RossiRages, and I live stream sometimes here on here as well. So I'll probably catch you then. If I don't, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. See you guys later. Bye.